Greetings. This is Wanda. This is Diaspora Connect. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to my faithful subscribers. I want to say welcome back. Thank you to my new subscribers. I want to say welcome to the channel. So yes, I have a different look today. I decided to try to wear some of the Xhosa in South Africa, their style, the Zulus, the Xhosas, and they usually have these things hanging down with the head wrap. So I wanted to have that South African vibe today. I don't wear it quite like they do. I was trying to do like they do, but I know they normally have this like right above. I think I need to pull this up some. But anyway, instead of it covering my eyes, I decided to pull it to the side so you can see my eyes when I talk. So yeah, it's just a different, I wanted to have a kind of a different look today. And so yeah, that's what I got going on. You see what I got going on. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to talk to you today about what's going on with the passport bros in Kenya, y'all. What's going on with our brothers in Kenya? Now, for me, I wanted to tell you that I'm basically I'm going to tell you like my age and how I pay attention to stuff. When I first found out about the passport bros, I was here in Tanzania. So since I've been here since 2020, I've been so engulfed in helping people to come back to visit, to repatriate, to do business, right? So I saw a group of guys, and I wasn't really following along with what was going on with the so-called passport bros. I just saw that I thought it was just a bunch of guys. They have passports and they were just wanting to leave America and just travel around. So I was just like, yeah, that's good. I love to see our brothers. They are traveling and yes, so I was kind of like, yes, I'm happy. I'm happy they're doing this. And then after I started watching them for a while and listening to other people doing videos and everything was being said about them, and so it was a big thing about them and everything was going on. I'm thinking, what's happening? And so I started listening and I'm like, oh, okay. So basically they're leaving, and I did not know this, so I guess I'm telling my age. They're basically, I guess they're leaving America because they can't find women or something, and they are not happy with the African American women. So they're leaving to go to other countries to find so-called better women. And see, I did not know this. I was just, as naive as I am, I can be, even at my age, I could be a little kind of like airheaded, kind of naive, because I don't always follow a lot of things online. I'm doing it more now. But when I first got here, I wasn't really following like what was going on in that aspect. So all the deep things, I was just like, we all need to come up out of America. We all need to travel. So I was just kind of rooting for them. I was like, yeah, brothers leaving and they getting up out of there. That's what I'm saying. They traveling. I'm all like, yes, because on this channel, if you have watched my channel for any length of time, or if you're new to the channel, I love our brothers. I love Black American men. Like, yeah, I think they're like all of that. But not saying that they're perfect, not saying that they don't have problems or issues, just like us, right? So, but I've always been pro brothers, pro Black men, period. So I'm hearing that they're traveling and and then I start seeing a lot of like people doing videos against them. And so I'm like, why, what's the problem? Why do people have a problem with them? I didn't understand why people would have a problem with the brothers. So I started listening to the different, videos and the different, things that was going on with some of the passport bros. And then I started realizing what, what the problem was, right? And so um, that was that. I learned that. But still in all, I was still kind of happy that they're traveling, because I'm always happy to see our brothers and sisters leaving America and just traveling the world, because we get a broader view of like life. You learn a lot. You just become a little bit more well-rounded to actually leave a so-called super developed country, a place that everybody wants to come to, that we live there. And so it's good to come out of there and go to different places and live in other places. You will have a different view when you go back, a different view of life when you go back. It's like basically it changes you. When you travel internationally, it actually changes you. Um, you start seeing things from a different lens. You're not so like tunnel visioned. You become more grounded, more open to see the world. Like you see different things out of your eyes, right? So I started watching the Passport Bros and listening to some of the things they said. And yeah, they don't have a nice message about Black women. They're not saying nice things about us, right? They're not saying nice things. And of all the stereotypes that we get as Black people, as melanated people from other nations, they talk grimy, talk dirty about us, all other nations, especially white people, specifically in America. Um, they talk about us. We have these negative stereotypes. We're lazy. We're this. We're that. We're drug dealers. We're prostitutes. We're whores. We're this. We're that. We're not smart. We're not intelligent. All these different stereotypes that we get as Black people from our oppressors, from our enemies, from our captors. They took us captive, stolen from Africa and brought to America. Most of us, right? So, um, you get that already. So to have your own men of your own nation to talk grimy about you, to talk dirty about you, yeah, it's not good. It's not a good look, and it says a lot about not only them, but it says something about our whole nation. So people don't realize, and I don't know if the Passport Bros realize that when you talk grimy about your own women from your own place where you're born and raised, then it it gives other people outside of your nation or outside of where you're from a kind of disdain the way they look at you. They don't look at you, especially outside of America, when you travel outside. If you travel outside and you're not talking grimy about your people or your women, then that's different. But if you come outside of America and you're talking grimy um, and disrespectful about your own women in your own country, then it gives some outsiders a disdain for you because they feel like you don't even respect your own women, so you're not going to respect nobody else. They feel like that because it's a cultural thing. When you go against your own family, it's a very disrespectful look from other nations outside of where you're from, especially when it comes to continental Africans. Continental Africans are more old fashioned. They're more like we used to be back in the 50s and 60s. I would say Africa is kind of like how it was for us in America back in the 60s. Um, we were more family oriented. So when they hear the men of that country low rate the women of that country, it doesn't make them look at you more highly. It makes them look at you less. It makes them look at you kind of like with disdain because they're like it. They're like if you do your own women like that, you're not respectful. They look at it like that. I know we don't understand that being from America and having different values and all that. But that's why it's good to travel because when you go outside of America, where America is has its own little situation going on. People follow America. And I know in a way you could say America is kind of like a trendsetter or a leader in a way because people mimic or follow things that Americans do or America does. But on the other hand, America does not have the traditional family values like it used to, but when you go outside to other places, a lot of them still hold their traditional family values. So it's unheard of in Africa to hear an African man bashing his own women. It's kind of unheard of. Now, if he's saying that some of the women they do A, B, C, and D, Not all of them. That's different. But when you wouldn't have a group of African men going to America bashing African women. You wouldn't have a group of African men going anywhere for that matter and bashing their own women. It's like having Tanzanians or Tanzanian men leave and go to Ghana or leave and go to uh, South Africa or whatever, and then they start bashing Tanzanian women in that place. Or if they leave Tanzania and come to America, and then they start bashing Tanzanian women. It's like that. So when we don't look at it like that coming from the West because we have a different mindset. But when you come outside of the West, when you come outside of America and Western countries, and you come to more traditional patriarchal societies, that type of behavior is not necessary. It's not acceptable. It's just not. And so it does not make them look at you in a good light. It does not make them look at you in a good light. And so when the passport bros disrespect the black women in America, it does not make the outside people from other nations look at them in a high light. It does not make them look at them in a favorable light. It because it's just they look at it as disrespectful. So not only do the African American women not like it, and we know that it's disrespectful, but outsiders outside of just our nation as African Americans look at it as well as disrespectful. It's one thing if you want to travel, and it's one thing if you want to see the world and meet a woman of another culture, of another nation. It's very exotic, and it's very different, and it's very exciting, and that's great. I feel like that's a great thing. But if your aim is to disrespect the women where you come from, and you think that that's going to make the specific women um, respect you, or think that you're high value or whatever, that's not the way that it's going to work. Not specifically for Africans, because they're very cultural. Even the modern ones, they're still cultural. And if they hear you, for example, if you're a passport bro and you want to meet an African sister, and you still want to cast like Kenya, because I'm talking about the ones in Kenya. If you left America and you go to Kenya and you want to meet a Kenyan woman, um, you know, married or out of date or whatever you do, the way to her heart is not bashing the women that where you come from. The way to make her feel valued, to make her feel wanted and appreciated, is not to devalue the women where you come from. And so that's kind of more my perspective on the passport bro situation, specifically in Kenya. Now, some of the women are saying, we've been seeing the videos. I think everybody's been seeing the videos about some of the Kenyan women saying that they're soft, and because the passport bros was like they love Kenyan women. They're so soft, and they just so feminine and this and that. And some of the Kenyan women, one of the Kenyan women did a video saying it's because of the money. And not that they're not soft, but you see that side of them because of the money a lot of times. And if you run out of money, you kind of may see a different side, and you may not agree with what you think right now. So this is kind of what they're saying. In also some of the African women, the one thing I can say is African women are the same no matter where you go. African women are the same. African American women, you go to any country with African women, we're the same in terms of uh, respect. So for me, if a foreign guy from Tanzania or any other place wants to rap to me or talk to me, right? And they start saying disrespectful things about their women, like if he's Tanzanian or if he's Nigerian or if he's Ghanaian or if he's South African, and they want to talk to me, rap to me, holla at me, right? And then they start disrespecting their own women from their own country. Then I'm gonna feel some kind of way about them. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. And I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna be like, like, not all, I may say, because that's a stereotype. Not all Southern African women are like this. Not all Tanzanian women are like this. Not all Nigerian women are like this. Not all Ghanaian women. Like, I am going to speak up for the women from that nation because, first of all, they're African and we all African. We cousins. So I will feel some kind of way if a continental African man's trying to talk to me, but he want to low rate his women. I will feel some kind of way because of how I was raised and because who I am. So I get it that some African women are speaking up saying, yes, we are like this and like that, but we got a side too. Don't get it twisted. Like, yeah, you run out of money and you're gonna see a different side of us. So this is, I guess, my point of my perspective on the passport bros, to be kind of careful who you talk about to who. Because if you're talking about African American women to other nations of women, then it's more acceptable for them because they look down on us anyway. Like, if you're talking about African American women to somebody white or to somebody Arab or somebody from where they go, Dominican Republic, and they're black too. Or if you go to Colombia, all those places, Thailand, all those places. If you talk dirty and grimy about African American women to those women, then it's going to boost them up. It's going to make them feel better, which you're trying to do anyway. So that is going to work for them. But when we talking about African women, that um that that does not work on African women. To throw another woman under the bus and talk grimy about another woman, especially when she's African, it doesn't it doesn't have the same effect on African women as it does a woman from Colombia or a woman from Dominican Republic or whatever. And even Dominican Republic, even they're considered black. They may not consider themselves black, but they're melanated. So Colombia or all these other places where they go looking for women, it may not work on them, even with black Brazilians, and some Dominican women. Talking grimy about African American women may not get you the results that you think you will get with those women. It may not make them feel like they're so much better than us because they're looking at us like she black like me. You talking about her, you might do me like that. So that's how a lot of Afro descendants women think when you have a man throwing their sister, especially when you are stereotyping because or generalizing like all African American women are like this. All African women are masculine. All African women are disrespectful. They don't have this. They not so you're generalizing because all of us are individuals. We're all raised by different parents in different situations. We're all different. None of us are the same. I met some African American women that are introverts that they hardly talk. They're quiet. Not even me. I'm like, and I'm not an introvert. I'm an extrovert. I like to talk. I like to mingle, socialize, but I like spending time alone as well to recharge. But we're all different. We have different personalities. We have different upbringing. So we're not all the same. So if some of the passport bros may have dated women in the past or dealt with women in the past that were masculine, that were wanted to fight, talking loud, rude, disrespectful, you know, that's not all of the women in the whole country. It's not every single woman in the whole country because there are successful relationships in America. There are men that have left America and moved to the continent with their wives, a lot. So you can't generalize and say all African American women are like this. So when you do that to a with a Afro descendant, a woman of African descent or African descent, they gonna feel some kind of way. I mean, they may not say anything, but they go in the back of their mind, they thinking, yeah, he's not a good person because you're low rating your own women. That's not a good quality on the continent because it's a patriarchal society. They have culture. It's in their culture is her their culture is embedded in respect. African's culture is respect is embedded in the African culture. Me being here, not an expert, just based on what I have seen since I've been living in the continent for 4.5 years. I've been in Tanzania, but I spent time in Ghana, 2 weeks, spent time in Zambia, spent time a little bit of time in Kenya, not long. So just listening to them. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I'm friends with a lot of them. I follow a lot of their channels, and they're very cultural. And a lot of their culture is based on respect. Respect is really intertwined. In Tanzania, they respect the elders so much that they have a greeting just for elders. When they see an elder, the children see me or an elder person, they'll say, shikamo, shikamo. It's just for elders, and we say marahaba. That's how we respond. It's a greet. So their culture, respect is embedded in their culture. So it's not common to hear a man disrespecting a woman, low rating a woman, especially making a general statement that all Tanzanian women are like this, like the passport bros are doing for the African American women. So this is just my take on this whole passport bro situation in Kenya with the women speaking out saying it's because of the money, and my point of view on if you the disrespect in Africa basically it's not going to work. You're not going to get what you think you are expecting to get, I would say. If you're thinking that you will get, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't the bashing of the black woman, the bashing of the African American woman, is not going to get you what you think you deserve. I would say it that way. Bashing a black woman, especially or African American woman, especially if you're born and raised in America, it's not going to get you internationally what you think that it will get you. Now in America, that might work for you. Bashing certain people and getting attention and accolades from others from bashing. So if you're bashing a black woman and you're with another nation in America, if you're with a China woman, if you're with a white Mzungu, if you're with an Indian or whatever, bashing a African American or black woman in America might get you uh, them looking at you like they're or feeling like they're special, feeling like it might boost their confidence and make them think that they're better than black women. So that might work in America, but on the continent that does not work. It does Bashing another African woman on the continent does not work. It doesn't give that African woman a feeling to make her feel like she's better. Because it's not part of their culture to do that to one another. So that's kind of foreign to them. So if you want to get love and attention and feel valued by African women, be nice. Be kind to them, be nice, you know, take care of them, because at the end of the day, the money that the passport bros don't want to spend on the African American women, they're still going to spend it on the African women, especially if you're in Africa. You have to have money. You can't be broke. So one thing I can say about the African American women in America that we're learning not to tolerate is brokenness, men that are broke. Now, if you fell on hard times, that's one thing. But when I say broke, you're a grown man and you can't even provide a roof over your own head. You know, we're not asking you to, and most of the African American women are not asking a man to only uh, take care of her, or you know, we're just expecting you to be able. Basically, we're expecting you to be able to at least take care of yourself. If you're grown, I'm grown, and if we come together, Are you do you live on your own? Do you have your own job? Do you or have your own apartment? If I have mine and you have yours, we come together, we have a big thing. So that's actually 50-50. African women don't even do that. They don't operate like that. Ain't no 50-50 in Africa. You doing 100%. So at least we allow 50-50 in America. But Africans don't do 50-50 a lot of times. So, but if you meet them and they already have things set up, that's different. If you meet an African woman, she already got a place and this and that, then you come with what you got. There you go. Y'all working together. You got something, she got something. But yeah, in America, it's changing because a lot of the women are not doing the 50. They don't want to do the 50-50. They still doing it, but because it's the economy is difficult. It's expensive. So sometimes you can't even survive unless you do 50-50, which is fine. But have something of your own. Don't come to the table with nothing and or disrespect and think that any woman, it doesn't matter on the continent or in America, is going to tolerate you talking down to her, you talking grimy about her, you being disrespectful, calling names, name calling. Yeah, that's not going to work in America or in Africa or with any black woman of African descent. She's not tolerating disrespect. If she tolerated, she might tolerate it for a little bit, but especially if she's younger. You know, the old some of the older women, you know, they may tolerate it a little bit more, but the younger ones, they're not tolerating it. So anyway, I just wanted to do this video because I'm trying to make sure I put this content out. I'm at a point where I want to put a video out every 3 to 4 days. I say once a week, but I'm trying to make it every 3 to 4 days. I'm like hopefully that'll help my watch hours and all that stuff. So, but anyway, I just wanted to do this video and put my 2 cents in on the passport bro situation. I don't know it all. I had got a comment on one of my videos, and it was a sister that said something like, "Since you know it all." I don't know it all. I'm far from knowing it all. We are all, as we age, we grow and we learn. We are ever learning as we age. We'll never be at a point where we know it all and that we have arrived. It'll never be like that. Even all the way up until we leave and descend to heaven to be with the Father or hell to be with the devil. When you leave this vessel in this body, you're gonna go somewhere. So we're ever learning. No one ever gets to a point where they know everything. But however, on this channel, since this is my channel and it's called Diaspora Connect Tanzania, and welcome. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But I give my opinion and my views on things on this channel. I share my experience, my knowledge, and the information that I have acquired since have leaving America and repatriated to Mama Africa, specifically Tanzania, and how I've been able to survive, how I've been able to do business, how I've been able to thrive, how I've been able to leave America back in July 2020 and I haven't returned yet. So I share all my experience of doing business, my knowledge, my education, my skills, my everything that make me who I am. I share that with you in hopes that something that you hear will impact you in a positive way, will help you in your journey in life. So no, I don't know it all. No, I don't know everything, but I know a little bit, a little something. So I share with you what I do know and my opinion and my view on different things that happen in the world, in life. Yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in. I will do another video in the next couple of days. Don't forget to like and comment. Um, if you want to share it, if you feel like this content is valuable and you think you know someone that's interested in traveling to Africa and yeah, doing business in Tanzania specifically, hit me up at Diaspora Connect. Diaspora Connect 0 at gmail.com. Diaspora Connect 0 at gmail.com. And on this channel, I do travel. Well, not on this channel, but Diaspora Connect does relocation and business consultations. And I just basically share with you the journey that I've taken to have been here in Tanzania 4.5 years now, and all is well. I love Tanzania. It's paradise. It is not perfect, far from perfect, but it's perfect for me, as I say, it's perfect for me. I don't care about the unpaved roads. I don't care about my feet getting dirty. That's what we got a bath for. I love the heat. I sweat like crazy, but I love the tropical weather. And Tanzania has more weather than just heat. Like if you go into different regions, it's cooler if you like cooler weather. So, and then they have waterfalls, they have mountains in different regions, and you have the ocean. So, Tanzania has everything, everything. So, anyway, thank you for tuning in. I'll do another video in the next couple of days. So, I'm going to say shalom, salama, peace, family. See you guys in the next video.